Okay. Okay, how's everybody doing? We are on live on two different platforms. I am coming to you live on Facebook over here, and I'm going live here on YouTube. This is Captain Jack, and this is the You Don't Know Jack About Sports show, where every Sunday we will be having our folks call in and talking sports. Now, apologies for the folks that are over here on Facebook. I don't know the quality of I know the video quality, unfortunately, is not as good as the camera I'm using here. I don't know what the quality is of the sound. This is the first time I've been using the sound of this computer based upon just the regular aspects of the computer. So again, my apologies there, but I figured no sound. Okay, stand by. Maybe we'll get this to work out here. Stand by a second. I apologize to my Facebook users. Okay, looks like I can't. Wow. I can't change the sound, which I'm really upset about. Again, one of the reasons why I have issues. Steve, I got you, Steve. Steve, I'm going to be letting you know. And again, the reason why I'm doing this here is I'm trying to get everybody to go over to the show over here on YouTube. So if all my folks over here, and I'm going to have to try to type here, when you're running the show, and you're trying to get it done, and you're just doing it by yourself, gotta go to YouTube. Okay. Best I can do. I will try to work on reason why. I don't understand why that there is no sound coming from my other computer. Sound saying maybe we'll go here. When you're trying to, hey Tommy, how you doing there? It's me trying to work two computers at once, and so what we're going to try to do is go from here. It's unfortunate, but I can't. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted folks to go over to YouTube, because I have no issues with YouTube. So it's one of those things there. Hopefully we'll have the people come over here and go over. Because again, for the folks that are here on Facebook, apologies there. And I'm trying to run sound, but such is life. Apologies, got to go to YouTube, and then we got to go there. So again, here's the deal. We got our viewers here. Thank you for coming aboard, Tommy. As you guys know, for the Ask Captain Jack show, as well as the You Don't Know Jack About Sports show, we start off with the bottom line up front. Very important for this show, for the bottom line up front. What can we say but the biggest news in sports this past week has been Bryce Harper's 13 years, 13 years, $330 million contract. I am a Phillies fan, as you guys can see. But it's ridiculous. It's phenomenal. It's historic. But it's one of those things where while it is monumental to think about, is it the end-all be-all contract? And I think obviously for the Phillies, that's an issue. That's an issue for the Phillies because, again, what we've learned in baseball is these long-term deals. I cite you Alex Rodriguez. I cite you Pujols. I cite to Robinson Cano. These long-term deals for a big amount of money really don't pan out. The amount of, shall we say, the amount of worth that you're getting for the money it just doesn't seem like it's worthwhile. Gonna look over here to YouTube again, and we got over here said I'm gonna make one more announcement here on my Facebook. Sound issue. Come on over to YouTube. YouTube channel to catch the show. So there we go. You got everybody over there, hopefully. We'll get some more viewers over here. And we'll go from there. I know Tommy's aboard here, and I know Tommy wants to talk about it. Just hold off, Tommy. Just hold off. We'll get with that. Again, bottom line up front, the bluff, we're going to talk about Bryce Harper. And I know Tommy's going to call in. The NFL Combine. Wow. I mean, this is kind of like what we were saying before, in the preseason, in camps, underwear camp. Let's see what we can do to impress people. We're not in pads. But we have the spectacular portions of what these guys are doing on their high jumps, their broad jumps, their 40 speed, their pass catching drills. Amazing. Metcalf of Ole Miss, phenomenal. Plaxico Burress type, Terrell Owens type look, speed, agility. AJ Brown, Antonio Brown's, I believe, nephew, impressed. Noah Fant, the impressive tight end. Nope, not yet, Tommy. Not yet for the phone. We'll get that. And then Drew Lock, the quarterback, did some really good things there. I haven't really been impressed with Drew Lock as a person in the pros, or shall we say in college. I don't know how much of a good pro he's going to be. We'll see. Both of the linebackers, Devin, Bush, and White, did a lot of good things in the combine. Their draft stock has gone up. Of course, Montez Sweat, and probably the person that is the number one BPA is Quinnen Williams, and it's going to make somebody very happy. Will he drop to the Raiders? I know I have a lot of Raider fans here. We'll see, because that's what people are looking at. But, everybody's talking about Kyler Murray. Everybody's talking about Kyler Murray. That is the issue. Kyler Murray and what's going on with him. Will he be the number one pick? Will that pick push down a couple people to, like, say, Quinnen Williams, Nick Bosa, the kid out of University of Kentucky, Allen? Will it push people down to the Raiders? Will it push them down to the Buccaneers? That's what we got to look at. What will the quarterbacks who actually always inflate the draft and always get popped up onto the board, where are they going to go, and what do they do to the draft board, to the teams that are picking 4, 5, 6, and 7? That's very important, because somebody's going to go up and get them. Do you know what's in the settlement cap? You look great. Hey, thanks there, Ed. No, I don't know what the settlement is with Kaepernick there, Ed, because allegedly it's a closed settlement. So it's like the parties have agreed to, shall we say, agree to disagree. Kaepernick gets paid, but he's not supposed to talk about it. Because when you have a NDA, non-disclosure agreement, or an agreement where you don't talk about the settlement, if you talk about it, the settlement is null and void, and you have to give up your money. So I know if I'm getting paid, I'm not going to spill the beans on how much I'm getting paid. So we'll go with that. Okay. See what we got over here again on Facebook. Again, I'm sorry about no volume. I hopefully will get everybody over here to YouTube. I want to know. I don't care. I really don't care, Ed. Other things that are on the mind for a lot of people is obviously this is now the 3rd of March, which means that if you are making payments for your Raider PSLs, you're at least into your second payment, and people should be in there. Good evening there, Claudio. Good to have you come with us as well. Thanks for coming over here. We'll be talking good stuff here. But again, March 1st was your payment for number 2 for PSLs. I know I made a huge payment to the PSLs for in Oakland. Or sorry, not in Oakland. Ahoy to you as well, Matt. But I haven't heard squat from Oakland season ticket sales as to what's going on. I want to know where I'm going with my money this year because, again, that settlement for going back to the Oakland Alameda Coliseum is still not official. So once it becomes official, somebody better call me because, again, some people are not re-upping their tickets, and we'll go from there. Big words here. Basketball. Hey, Jimmy Farrell. How about those Flyers over the Islanders, brother? I know you want to talk about that too. We'll be talking hockey with you as well once you call in. But Oakland's pretty much a done deal. I got it there, Matt, but you know what? It hasn't been finalized yet. And until it gets finalized, that's why I'm waiting on these people to give me my call. I want to know where I'm sitting. I want to get an upgrade. Yeah. You know, Ed, I said no players worth 10, but you know what? Philly's paid a lot of money. They better get something out of it. And Bryce Harper at least has the cachet to do all that he's allegedly going to be paid for. In basketball, can we finally throw some dirt on LeBron James and the Lakers? I mean, everybody's talking, is LeBron going to be going to the playoffs to do the hell? They're talking about him going to the finals again. He ain't even going to make it to the finals. He ain't even going to make it to the playoffs. The Lakers are done. They're through. They're finished. They're washed up. In the immortal words of Howard Cosell. Need I say more? Don't want to worry about the Lakers. And they're done. Did we see a possible preview of the finals? Because the Warriors beat the 76ers the other day at the very last. And I'd like to see a Sixers-Dubs final. It'd be a Philly now versus Philly historical finals. No playoffs this year. We will break the Harper down. Yes, we will, Tommy. We will do that once I get that phone line up. In hockey, and we were talking about hockey. I know Jimmy Farrell was going to be talking about his Islanders in a minute. Remember how the NFL had the suck for luck sweepstakes? Everybody's tanking. Well, same thing going on in hockey. Lose for Hughes. The American forward, Jack Hughes. Looks like everybody's going to be divvying in the pot. The biggest odds right now are with the Ottawa Senators, who have an 18.5% chance of getting the power forward, Jack Hughes. And, the Flyers are still on the outside looking into the playoffs. I think they said they have depends on who you're looking at, a 5% chance or an 8% chance in the playoffs. We'll see what that happens to get into the playoffs. But they keep winning. They beat the Islanders today 4-1. And for those of you that are following NASCAR, Joey Logano, driving for Penske team in a Ford, held off Brad Keselowski today to win in Vegas. So, again, that's the bottom line. And I'm going to go over here to Facebook real quick and tell people to come on over. Say, come on over to YouTube. Come on over to YouTube. And we'll go there. And we're going to end our live video here for Facebook. We've been on for 15 minutes. bid adieu to Facebook. And we are positively right on here on YouTube. Thanks for staying with me. Your Kings are tanking. Mike Arline. Wow. What do you think? LeBron's collapse in LA? I love it. I'm not a LeBron fan, but that's to be stated. Here's the thing. Lakers need 2-3 shooters. Well, 2 to 3 shooters. They need a whole bunch of stuff. But we'll see what we got going on there. The lines will be open now. I'm going to Google Hangouts. I put the line on. So if you want to call in, 813-699-0834. And Jimmy Farrell, how you doing? You are my first caller tonight. How you doing, brother?
I'm not so happy today.
Hang on. What is it? So Tommy Baird, you're gonna have to wait. Jimmy Farrell's got to have his 5 minutes. Remember, you got at least 5 minutes before you can be knocked out. And 5 Olympic stars beat 1 LeBron. And there you go. Good on you, Neil. Go on there, Jimmy Farrell. Talk to me some hockey, brother.
Very disappointed today.
Okay, well, I wasn't able to watch the game because none of the channels that I have on DirecTV, I don't have any MSG or anything like that. So I saw the score. You watched the game. Talk to me about the game.
Yeah. They couldn't get the puck in there. I mean, they couldn't get the bounces. They had a couple of hit the goal post, and the goalie was sensational. They took out Leonard. They put in Grace, which is very rare. I don't know. They can't score late. I went to the game Friday night, and they tried to hold the lead into the third period. 1-0 against the Capitals. The Capitals scored a goal in the second and 2 in the third. Actually, 1 in the third. The last goal was a bad pass to Yeltsin and went into the empty net by himself. So they're not goals. So they made 3-1. I don't know. Ever since Live came back, they're just not the same team. They can't score. The defense is there. The goalie's been good, but today, I guess they weren't up to it. I don't know. They just don't play well at the end of the day.
Well, I tell you what. Now the Islanders are one of the better teams in the East. Okay, and I will look. Let me see here. Go over to my other computer, and the Islanders are second place, man. Yeah, I mean, 81 points behind the Caps at 83. A really good team. The fact that the Flyers beat them today. Like I said, the Flyers are, and the Capitals just beat them as well, according to Tommy Beard. And Tommy's going to throw his Capitals at you there, Jimmy. So be aware on that. But I don't think that the Islanders are going to have an issue. They should at least get out of the first round. It all depends upon who they draw.
Well, it depends. It depends who they play. I'm not telling you. I'm not afraid of it. The only team I'm afraid of is Boston.
Now you're not afraid of.
I'm not afraid of Tampa.
Huh? Well, okay. Talk to me about that. Why are you not afraid of Tampa?
Because the way they played in the first game, and look what they did to Toronto the other night. They blew them out. The 2 games, it's 10 goals to 1 goal. They beat up on Tampa. I'm not afraid of them. I'm afraid of Boston.
Okay. Well, Boston actually had a really good game against Tampa the other day. Tampa went in there with a 10-game winning streak, and it looked like somebody forgot to tell them that they were playing hockey for real. So, I mean,
you want to hear this first stat? The month of February, Tampa and Boston did not lose a regulation game.
That's right. That's right. Amazing? Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And again, they're going to need that energy. Now, I don't want to say that the Lightning have peaked too high. And by the way, hang on here. Let's do this right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just for you.
Mhm.
Didn't want to say that the Lightning have peaked a little too quickly, but figured I'd wear my Lightning hat just for you there, big guy. I have my Flyer hat over there as well, but my Lightning hat.
You know, we still play you guys this week, so enjoy it today because we'll play you like what, Thursday?
What now? Is this the Lightning?
No, the Flyers.
Oh, you play
Thursday.
Okay, now you play, but you play him in Philly though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we only play you twice, and that's it.
Are you talking the Lightning? You talking the Flyers?
No, the Flyers. No, the Lightning. I think they play them like 2 more times.
Yeah, I was going to say. I thought. Now I think that you either play somebody in the East. I think 3 or 4 times, depending upon if they're out of your division. Now, if they're in division, you play at least 4 times. I know that it's out of division because they have that unbalanced schedule. I say the Flyers played the Lightning 3 times this year, but 2 of them were up in Philly. Only 1 of them were down here. So it's kind of that unbalanced thing. So we'll see what's going on. I tell you what, the Flyers will need to continue to win if they have any shot of the playoffs. I don't think the Islanders have any worries. In fact, I don't want to say that the Islanders can probably coast into the playoffs, but I'm telling you, Jimmy, you're good to go. I wouldn't worry about anybody until the second round. And again, you know, I don't foresee you guys losing in the first round, but, you know, it all depends on who you draw in the second round.
Right now, they don't have the home field because they're in 5th place now. And they play, I think it's Washington the first round if the season was over.
Are you well, let me see here. I don't think so because, okay, now I'm looking at points. Tampa Bay is 104. And then second is Boston.
Montreal.
Yeah, second is Boston, and then
Boston will play Pittsburgh.
I'd have to look at the seedings.
And then Toronto will probably play Boston will play Toronto, and then Washington will play the Islanders.
Yeah, but I don't think that the.
I think that's the format.
Well,
they go 1, 8, 2, 7, and then they don't go like 3, 6, 1. They don't do that in hockey. They changed it.
Okay.
I don't know why. Don't ask me why. That's just the way I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I wish they went back to the 1-16, the way they used to do it. Remember they used to play with one seed played the 16 seed?
Yeah.
In the East and West?
Yeah.
I wish they did it like that, but, you know, and I'm a little disappointed that they only play 1 round at the Coliseum and the rest at the Barclays Center because they said it's not playoff ready or something. That's just that insane. You know, we're not going to make any money at the Coliseum. Let's put them in the Barclays Center.
Yeah, well, that's an ownership thing, man. You got to get with your owner on that.
No, that means he made the decision. That's not the owner. It's not up to the owner. It was up to the owner. He would play all the games at the Coliseum.
Okay. Well, then who made
the Barclays Center owns the Coliseum.
Right.
They gave 1 round to the Coliseum and the rest at the Barclays Center.
Okay. Well, but still. It's still an ownership decision as to how it runs out because the Islanders are running under what the ownership of the rights to the stadiums are saying, correct?
No, it's the last final decision is up to the NHL decision. It's up to Bettman. He decides. He makes the final say on it.
Wow, that's horrendous. I would definitely bitch about that. You definitely got something.
Yeah.
You definitely got something to bitch about.
But you know what? I'm not surprised because I don't think Bettman wants my team to be in the finals. Because why? Because it won't make any ratings and it won't make any money. It's all about money.
It is about money. By the way, if anybody wants to knock out Jimmy, he's been on his 5 minutes, so the line is now. It's going to be open if you want to knock him out. 813-669-0834. Talk to me while you got the chance, Jimmy.
So, you know, I mean, we're in first place right now, second by 2 points because Washington, next to the Rangers, to lose the shootout today. which I don't know if you saw it.
I saw the goalie throwing his stick over, trying to get a.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he tried to intentionally throw the stick. I think he tried to block it, and it just went out of his, slipped out of his hand.
Well, I would hope so, because again, anytime you're a goalie throwing a stick, it's kind of like a little leaguer playing, like throwing his glove in the air, hopefully catching a ball like that. That's that's Bush. And I think you're right too. Hey, partner, I'm going to let you go because somebody is calling. Okay. It's Tommy Beard. You take care of Jimmy. Tommy Beard, talk to me on the You Don't Know Jack About Sports show. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
And I disagree with you on one thing already.
Okay, talk to me. Whoop. Let me get my right hat on, because that was just for Jimmy. You disagree with me? Let it fly, shipmate. Let it fly, because obviously I'm right about everything. So what are you disagreeing about?
You said you think on contracts don't work out.
Yeah, I do agree.
This is why. This is a work for Harper.
Okay, talk to me. Why?
One, he's 26. He's still young. Pujols was in his 30s.
Okay.
Aroids, and I said it right, Aroids, was on steroids, and it was killing his body.
Okay.
Found out that the other kid, they wanted to, what's his name?
Which kid?
I actually think, plus the Citizens Bank Ballpark in Philadelphia, Harper hits in there excellent.
Yes, he
anywhere else in the East that he played besides in DC.
Right.
He hit excellent in that ballpark.
Right. It's tailor made for him. It's kind of like Johnny Pesky hitting in Fenway.
Right. Even though I never really got to see highlights. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You got it. The Pesky pole at Fenway was made for a reason. Bryce Harper can hit in Philly, and that's going to work for him.
I think he is going. The only thing for me, I don't know how you feel being a Philly fan. For this to be a success, he has to win at least 2 World Series.
I agree.
I'll give him 2.
I agree.
I'll give him at least 2 for 13 years. He's not going to do it every year. It's hard to do it.
I do. I agree. I agree with you.
I will give him 2 World Series. And he has to win at least 4. I'll give him 3 to 4 MVPs.
I will agree with you on the 2 World Series, but because MVPs, I'm gonna go a little bit lower, because again, I'll say that he has to win at least the same amount of MVPs as the Phillies need to win World Series, and I'll tell you why. I think that the Phillies are throwing that stupid money around like the owner was saying he has, and Harper. And by the way, before I get to my second point, I want to say this one positive thing about Harper. The fact that he stated that he's not wearing 34 in Philly because the Doc Halladay should be the last person to wear that number, got the most amount of respect I've ever had for Bryce Harper just with that statement there. The fact that he said that that Doc should be the last person to wear that number, I love me some Bryce Harper just on that one statement. It was wonderful. I agree with him totally. The respect that is there. I love that. Now, second point, he also alluded to the fact that the Phillies might have some money, even with going into the luxury tax of having all of these players. Because remember, JT Realmuto is making some money too. You're going to start have to pay Hoskins pretty soon, who's going to be a bitch of a contract over at first base. So you got Realmuto, Harper, and Hoskins, and then Harper alluded to the fact.
Segura. You got Segura.
Okay. Yep.
You got McCutchen.
Yep. Well, McCutchen's not as pricey, but Harper alluded to the fact that in 2 years, there's a certain member of the California Angels that is a kid from Jersey is going to be up for a contract. And his kid from Jersey is a natural Phillies fan. You know who that person might be?
Yeah, Mike Trout.
There you go. And there was some talk about the Phillies are going to have money, I don't know where, but that the Phillies would be able to get Mike Trout. I hope it's true, because if you have Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, Realmuto, if he's still there, Segura, a bunch of young, good pitching, which is only going to get better, okay, on that team, I think Phillies can be a very good team for quite a while. Ed Winter was the last time the Phillies were in the World Series. They won the series in 2008.
Well, I'll say this. I see my brother yesterday. We were at Buffalo Wild Wings watching UFC 235. And there was an art report where the Angels have already put an offer out for Mike Trout. It was, what was it, 10 years, $360 million.
On an extension.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, with Trout coming up, I think Trout coming up, I know the Red Sox have a bunch of players coming up after this coming year. Mookie Betts is one, Xavier Bogaerts is one. And I can't remember if Benintendi's coming up, but there's going to be a lot of money, a lot of players coming out this next couple of years where I'm very interested to see how much this money is thrown around.
It's going to be stupid money, just like the Phillies owner said. And whether it's going to be going out to all of the right guys, it's going to be a free-for-all. It's good for the players, but I tell you what, it's getting to a point where it's going to be a little bit bad for the fans. And it's because of the stupid money it's been throwing around. Not everybody's going to be like – it's kind of like when the football frenzy years ago where they had all of that stupid money that they were throwing out to all of the players in the NFL. And for a while, the people were kind of like sick of the contracts. It's going to only get worse in baseball. And baseball is just starting to get back to, people were kind of pissed about, the strike and the steroids and all the things that were going on there. Baseball is having a happy comeuppance for that second time. And they better watch what they're doing because they don't want to have something screwy affect the fan base.
Well, it's coming up. They got that strikes already talking for was the 2019, or not 2019, but the 2020, 2021, and all that.
Yeah.
Because that contract for them were they summing up there, Smith.
Yeah, and again, baseball better watch what they're doing because the old expression of "fool me once, fool me twice" has a lot going for it. Now, folks that are real rabid sports fans like me will probably suck it up and stay with their teams. But you know what? There's some people, the casual fan or the maybe a little bit more than casual, but not quite rabid, they're going to turn their backs. And you know what? They're going to take a loss. They're going to take a loss. I know April 2nd to be very interesting in D.C. That's all I'm saying. And that's the game, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
First time Bryce Harper steps on the field in a Philly jersey.
Yeah.
It's a 2-game series.
I would love to go up for that, but unfortunately I'm looking at my finances there, shipmate, and with the amount of things I got going on with my room, I gotta watch what I got money being thrown up at, and unfortunately, I think that's not going to be a doable trip. But maybe later on in the year, when things get a little bit more copacetic, maybe I'll come up and we'll do something like that. We'll work on it.
I know I'm not going to be able to do, but it being on a Monday, or I think it's a Monday or a Tuesday, I'm not going to be able to do it because with my daughter having school and all. And I'm hoping to make some more Miami games than normal for next year because everything I can't wait for this coming season.
Well, are you going to try to hitch a ride down to Orlando?
It depends. Have you heard the new talk that came out last week?
Well, you told me last week that the tickets are phenomenally expensive, up into thousands of dollars.
Tickets are sold out.
Yeah.
But it's being reported that there's a chance that the game gets switched from the 31st
to what
the
date?
24th or September 1st.
Why?
Don't know. I think it's all got to do with TV. I think I really think ESPN wants to make this thing big time. Because I think they see all this talk on Twitter. I think they see the players back and forth, coaches with the whole Manny Diaz is building this program back up and seeing the new Miami, and he's saying this. I mean, he's literally going after Florida too. You literally see him as one of these Florida players say this, Manny's right back at it.
Well, I tell you what, they better not sleep on the Gators with the way Mullen's going on, and with Grantham back as their defensive coordinator. That team is no joke for this year. So Manny's got some.
I'm not worried. You already got their damn quarterback. That Frank is a joke.
Okay, so one guy is gonna be able to beat a whole team.
Our defense will shut that offense down.
Okay, wait a second. This is the same guy, and I'm calling you out, Tommy. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same guy, Tommy Beard. The ever-present Hurricanes are gonna suck this year, and the Florida is gonna wipe the table with them. It doesn't matter.
I didn't expect Rick to be just retire like he did.
Okay.
Or pushed out the door.
Okay.
Or whatever it was that happened with Rick. Nobody knows exactly 100% what it was.
Okay. So, Tommy, one coach is going to make a difference. Does that coach play any downs?
Hey,
does Manny Diaz
look what Kirby Smart did in Georgia?
Does Manny Diaz put pads on and play?
You don't have to put pads on. You got an offense now. We're gonna have an offense. We're gonna have motion. We're gonna have balls going deep downfield.
Okay.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Well, I knew a guy by the name of Gruden that was going to revamp a whole team because he was going to have motions and picks and all of this wonderful things for his defense, for his offense. And what happened, Tommy? The fact is that you have to gel with your team, and one coach coming into a new product is going to take a while for that stuff. I almost said S-H-I-T. I didn't say it, but it's going to take a while for that stuff to gel. And you want it to happen the very first game out of the gate.
He's been there. He's already been there. He was a defensive coordinator. And he's not even really doing anything with the defense. We got the offensive coordinator that's going to mess with it.
Okay.
He's already said. Manny's already come out and said he's got nothing to do with the offense. He's like his coaches do it.
Okay.
That's what he's got the coaches for.
Tommy, I tell you, man, if I was of the mind to smoke whatever you're smoking, because I don't do such things. If I was such a mind to smoke whatever you're smoking, I would have two of whatever it is that you got in that bong of yours. But I'm telling you, the Miami game did not change overnight because Mark Richt quit. I'm telling you, Miami has been hurting for a while. You know it, and I know it. And I never Oh, Big L says I should smoke the stuff, but that's beside the point. Thank you, Big L. One of these days, 53 going on 54 years of never having done it. One of these days, I'm going to have some brownies, but I ain't going to smoke it anyway, because I'm an eater. But I'm telling you, Tommy, come on down, and we'll watch a good game. I'm not saying that the Gators are going to wipe the floor, wipe the carpet, wipe the field with the Hurricanes. But I'm telling you, if you think that the Hurricanes are going to stomp on Florida, you're wrong. That's just me.
You've got no offensive line. They all left. Your running backs are left.
No, wait. LaMichael Pirine left? I don't think so. LaMichael Pirine is our best running back. Davis is still there. That's two running backs right there, and they're fantastic running backs. So now the line we took a hit on by losing Juwan Taylor at tackle. Okay, there are some kids that have been lost, but you know what? You got to go with what you got. I'm telling you, don't count out the Gators in that game. And you're already counting them out. Okay, half a taffy. Tokens and 70 ain't in heaven yet. All right there, Neil. What about USC? Ed? I'm sure you're going to talk to me about USC. By the way,
USC made a mistake when they got rid of T. Martin.
Well,
I know Big L disagree, but I'm sorry. They should have kept T. Martin. Because when T. Martin was there, when T. Martin had a quarterback, and Sam Darnold did, and he had an offense, the worst thing they did was get rid of T. Martin.
Okay. By the way, if you want to knock out Tommy's been on for a glorious 16 minutes. If you want to knock him out, although Tommy's a great caller, number is right there, 813-669-0834. If you want to knock out Tommy, and yes, we'll both kill FSU. I agree with you there, Big L. I agree with you there.
Hey, why you worry about them sorry SOBs? Man, I love what Manny Diaz did to his camp in Orlando. Oh my God, I loved it.
It must.
SOB's only got one quarterback on roster. One. One.
And is that the guy that's the one? Well, the one kid is in trouble.
He's gone.
Right.
Chris Wall's gone.
No. But the other guy was in trouble too, wasn't he? Their backup?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I know.
He just weighs 150 pounds soaking wet.
Well, I know Ricky Francois is gone. So, I mean, FSU's they're gonna have a bad year. I mean, actually, they'd have to improve to have a bad year. Their year's gonna suck. That's the
way to figure it out. I don't have no idea how Willie Taggart even got that job because he has not proven to be a head coach at all. But you know what? I hope they keep him. God, I hope they keep him.
Well, we'll see about that. I tell you, go ahead. I'm going to let Tommy go. Tommy, I love talking to you, brother, but I'm going to try to let somebody else come on. It's always good. We'll make a friendly popcorn wager about the Miami-Florida game, though. And thank you there, shipmate. Line is now open. Love talking to Tommy. But it's amazing how because Mark Richt left, that it's so different. It's the same guys. Miami's got a really good defense. They do. They got a really good defense. Their offense does need some work, but we'll work on it. What is wrong with Jonathan Quick? Talk to me, Mike. I'm watching the Minnesota-Nashville game right now. Jonathan Quick was the goalie that brought you guys a Stanley Cup a couple years back, and he's been pedestrian the last what, at least 2 years. And I think the other Kings goalie, whose name escapes me, has been playing a lot better. I know that Quick was out with an injury a little while ago, What's up with the Kings? The Kings, matter of fact, let's see here. The Kings are looking, I think they're the worst team in hockey. Yeah. The Kings are the worst team in hockey there, Mike. 65 games played, 56 points. That's not even a point a game. Not even a point a game. What happened to the Los Angeles Kings? I mean, it used to be the Kings had a decent team. The Ducks are like the second worst team in hockey. I mean, that's why, LA can't keep – it's that LA thing. People, if you're not a winning team in LA, nobody comes out. The professional teams in LA, it was amazing. And I'm going to harken back to the Super Bowl, and I said that correctly. When we went to the Super Bowl and we watched how the Chetriot fans just took over the stadium. LA fans, they don't care. Now, if they were Raider fans would have taken the place and just drove it out, which is why I'm hoping that in 2 years, I believe it's 2021, when the Super Bowl is played here in Tampa, that the Raiders can make a trip to the Super Bowl in 2021 so I can be right here for my team. Line is open, 813-669-0834, 813-669-0834. We got some viewers, and thanks for coming on. Thank you for joining us, Mike and Big L. Neil, I thanks for joining me on Roku. And got some of the normal cast of characters. If you haven't subscribed already, please go and subscribe to the page. We need about I think it's about 16 more, and we'll be getting to that 100, so I can actually change the title page and get it out to everybody. Okay, Super Bowl in Miami, yeah, that's this year, and I believe it's in Tampa next year, Mike. I believe it's in Tampa next year, because Tampa took the Super Bowl. I believe it was because it was originally going to Charlotte. And then they had the issues with the gender bathroom issue, and they took it away from Charlotte, North Carolina. I might be wrong, but I believe that's what happened. So I know that the Super Bowl will be in the brand new stadium in Los Angeles. I believe that was 2022. Coming to see the Jets, yeah. When the schedule comes out there, Jimmy, I'm gonna make as many games as possible. I'm gonna try to stay on as many couches as possible, because I tell you that new room, it's not that the new room is such a it's a great room, but paying for it twice, actually paying for it 3 times, and as you all know, the guy that took me for a bunch of money, that contractor. So basically he took me for X amount of money. Then I still have to pay for it, which is a great amount of money. And then of course I'm paying the loan, which is that amount of money. So it's kind of like paying for something 3 times. So that's the way it is. If there's a Red Sox Yankees game, Jimmy, I definitely would want to go to that. Get with Jerry D, because I want to go to a Yankees Red Sox game, and I know that Tommy will try to come up. I'd love to see a Yankees Red Sox game. So it's a matter of getting tickets. So I mean, I know that they're a very hard commodity to get to. So you can make it happen. I'll try to come up. You find the tickets, and we'll talk about a game. Line is open, 813-669-0834. We're talking sports. You don't know jack about sports. We've had some good calls. We've had Jimmy Farrell talking his hockey. Tommy, of course, talking some football. Ed Winchell, you're out there. Big L, you're out there. And Mike Arline, you're out there as well. Neil, I'd love to hear from you too. I see everybody here. Matt Marinovich is here. Matt's a texter. Claudio, I hope, is still here. But thank you guys for joining me. And again, if you haven't subscribed, please go and subscribe. So we got the line open. It's Sunday. And I was actually going to watch, for background noise, I was going to watch the basketball game on ABC, but they don't even have the basketball game on ABC tonight because they're doing the, what is it? Not The Voice. What's that other show? Not America. Is it America's Got Talent? What the hell is that show? Let me go over here. Channel ABC. It's one of those other, American Idol. Wasn't American Idol on Fox? So all of this moving around. So American Idol went from like Fox to ABC. Brooklyn Nine-Nine went from Fox to NBC. Just goes to show you, if you got a good show, you don't really need to keep your allegiance to your network. Yeah, it was on Fox. The American football is on. I'd rather watch hockey. I was trying to get, the last I looked, the Orlando team was undefeated, but I couldn't get the AAF standings to gin up. Don't know what happened. But I am I going to watch hockey? I could watch hockey. I mean, hockey to me is more satisfying to watch. I can watch NBA. Hell no. Mets Cardinals, no. But at least I can flip the dial here. Looks, the Atlanta Legends at the Arizona Hotshots. Really? The Legends suck. And I don't even need to know about the Alliance of American Football to know that the Legends suck, because I think they were winless last time I checked. And the Hot Shots are not that good either. I tell you, I'll pop over just for giggles. It's almost over anyway. So we'll do an in-game score. Wow. Okay. Here's the score: 8-3. So it looks like a Legends Hot Shots game. No, that's a baseball score. Looks like the Braves are beating the Diamondbacks 8-3. So the Legends quarterback is rolling around, and he gets a first down, and there was great rejoicing. Yay. Lines open, 813-669-0834. Murray is their quarterback. Which leads me to state the white kid should not be confused with Kyler Murray. What is your... Actually, this Murray looks like the guy that played for Georgia. If I'm not mistaken, it is. And, wow, that was the coach of, former coach of what? UCLA? The kid that used to be the quarterback at UCLA? Can't remember his name. He's the coach of it. I know my coaches. I just can't remember his name. Used to be the quarterback for UCLA, and now he's the coach for Atlanta. What do I think about the rumor started by Bleach Board that we were shopping Carr around? I'm glad you talked. I'm glad you asked that there, Neil. This is rumor central. And it all comes around when you're at the combine, and you need some things to talk about. It's all about inspiring to get people to trade up, because, well, the Raiders are shopping Carr. Guess they might be in the market for a quarterback. And Gruden talked a lot about Murray, and but is it really Murray? Or maybe they want the kid from Duke, because the kid from Duke actually comes from a pro-style offense, And it's going to be a good quarterback. And I guarantee you he will be. I'm not going to make one of those strange guarantees like old Helmet Head said that, if Braden Quinn, the kid that played for Notre Dame, Quinn, said he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's the best quarterback ever. Brady Quinn? Yeah, whatever. That's it. Anyway, there you go. So what is he doing now? He's on Sports Talk. Maybe I should have been a quarterback that should be in the Hall of Fame, and I'd be here on Sports Talk. But I'd like to at least be where he's at. Line is open, 813-669-0834. As far as, again, Neil, the Carr rumors, it is what it is. It's seeing who's gonna go out there, who's taking the bait. Hi, Neil. Good to hear from you, brother. Thanks for joining in. But is Derek Carr going to go? Well, if you listen to Gruden, if you listen to Mike Mayock, Carr is as good as gold. He's their franchise quarterback. And I agree with some of the people that say you better not shop Carr if you don't have anybody to throw the ball other than Carr. And who do we have at quarterback? Peterman, who was on the practice squad. Don't even know if he's still there. Our backup was A.J. McCarron. Wow. I mean, if you guys haven't been paying attention, Manuel signed with the Chiefs the other day. So he's not even an option. He's on the Chiefs. And the Chiefs have Mahomes and Mahomes and Henny and Manuel. Somebody's going to have to go. Nick Foles is going to Jacksonville. Okay. Then that means that Jacksonville doesn't need that quarterback at number 7. So we'll see. Okay, Hot Neil says for all here to give a prayer for Mom and keep her into my thoughts as well. Jimmy Farrell, college hockey or baseball. I watch during the Frozen Four. I'm not really up on college hockey. I mean, I know that there are certain powerhouse teams in college hockey. Baseball, I watch when it's the time of the year for the Baseball World Series. I usually watch if Florida's in there. I'm a homer. My Gators have been baseball champs. 2 years ago or last year, something like that. In fact, one of the guys on the team was the son of some of the guy I went to high school with. And you're getting your prayers now. They're Ed Winchell sending his prayers, and then Neil Backman is praying as well. Did we get a college kid? Did we get a college kid? The draft hasn't occurred yet, Neil. The draft will be on the 25th of April, and right now I'm going to the draft. Hopefully that'll still transpire. But we'll see. Line is open, 813-669-0834. I said, I'm not sure if that answers your question there, Neil, but I think it's all a bunch of hooey. The Raiders are not going to get rid of Carr unless they have a wink, wink, nudge, nudge deal with somebody that's going to be cut loose. And I tell you, wow, I hope it's not because they're going to be picking up Ryan Fitzpatrick. I hope it's not because they're going to be picking up the kid that Jacksonville is probably going to cut. And Matt, good on you for reminding me. The re-signing of Denzel Good is fabulous because the guy has got a lot of potential. And have we seen the last of Kelechi Osemele, who's carrying a $10 million contract this year? If you get rid of that $10 million contract, that goes a long way into helping you out, because I tell you, Antonio Brown coming to the Raiders. God, I hope not. God, I hope not, Tommy Beard. I mean, if there's any Brown that comes to the Raiders, I want it to be John Brown. I'd rather have John Brown than Antonio Brown. Unless Carr gets a better deal, but I think Carr is going to stay until, well, yeah, it's not up to Carr, Hot Neil. It's up to the team. Team can get rid of him at any time. And I think there's a $7.5 million cap hit if he gets rid of him this year. But here's the thing. People say, wow, that's a big cap hit. Well, let's just say that the Raiders draft a quarterback who's going to be in his rookie contract. So if you have a quarterback who's in a rookie deal making, let's say $2 to $3 million, just for example. So if you got rid of Carr and you have to pay $7.5 million, and say the quarterback has a rookie deal, let's give him $2.5 million. That's $10 million for a quarterback. That actually saves you $10 million of what you were going to be paying him anyway. Yeah, I know there's a lot of talk about Antonio Brown coming to Oakland, but is it going to happen? I hope not. But I'm not the general manager. I'm not John Gruden, and I'm not Mike Mayock. But I will say this, if Antonio Brown comes to Oakland, I will be a Antonio Brown supporter. Why? Because he's a Raider and he's on my team. I don't necessarily like that, but I'm not management. Not going anywhere. Neil agrees with me. Thanks there, Neil. Gruden Simpson's very interested. Raiders have invested too much. I think they'll be good to go there. Wow. Oh. Thank you. Somebody's calling in. Hi, Neil. How you doing there, brother? Good to hear from you. What's going on?
Hey, Captain. How are you?
I'm good. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Okay. Like I put in the last comment, I don't know if you read it or not.
Get a big W with Chucky?
Yeah, okay. Let's just hope we get a good decision from him. Because I'm not against Gruden, I'm not against nobody. But you have to realize he did a pickup back in the late 90s. He did a good pickup and everything, but we never got a big one from him.
Okay.
So I'm not disrespecting people's opinion about Chucky. I'm just saying, Chucky needs to put his head straight and bring us a win. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, what win are you talking about, Hot Neil? I mean, what type of win are you talking right now? There's no wins right now. Are you talking that he needs to get wins in free agency, that he needs to win this draft? Because he definitely needs to win this draft, but he needs to have a good season this year. I agree with you there. What win specifically are you talking about?
The right decision I'm talking about is like getting the right players, bringing the right players to bring us the big win.
Okay. What's your opinion of Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell?
Well, I can't say that about them because I really didn't get into it. I don't know if you know this or not, but I was in the hospital this past Wednesday and Thursday, and I didn't start anything about it because I was in the hospital.
Okay.
And then mom also, she also not feeling very well. They found out that she has leukemia.
Well, people were sending prayers for you, so
I appreciate that.
Again, positives to you there.
So I haven't seen anything, but let's just hope his decision this year is better than what happened in the late 90s.
Okay.
Because let's put this. We're like you said, the next person in April. But my biggest concern is bring us a big win. for the future of the Raiders. Because he still has a 9-year contract with us.
Well, I agree. I agree. He's got a lot to show the Raiders on his contract. I think that he has much to do, but I'm giving Gruden 3 years. Actually, I'm giving him 4 years because, again, the first 2 years of is Gruden getting rid of people that don't mesh, building up his stock. So he's getting rid of the players he didn't want. And again, I'm not going to go into a certain linebacker. I'm not going to go into a certain wide receiver. That's immaterial. Other than that, Gruden is getting the players he wants and getting rid of the players that he doesn't want. So we'll see there. And thank you, Tommy Beard, saying Le'Veon Bell coming to Baltimore. That's fantastic because, again, I don't want Le'Veon Bell. I don't want Antonio Brown. I will back if the Raiders get him, but the price is at what price? And I'm telling you, like what Tommy was saying, Marquise Brown out of the draft, I'd definitely rather have him. He's in the draft, and he's a great receiver. If you're going to get a Brown, get Marquise Brown. Get John Brown, the wide receiver, okay?
They got you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But I don't know what he got rid of Lynch. Lynch was doing pretty good.
Well,
and I know Lynch got hurt. I said that Lynch got hurt. But the man is a survivor because he can get back on the game again.
Well, here's the thing, is Lynch is being looked at, but it's a matter of Lynch has to come back positively from his injury. He's got a bad groin. He's 33 years old. Now, I like his attitude. I do. I mean, let me rephrase that. I like the fact that Lynch is 100% when he plays for your team. That I like.
Exactly.
That I like. Okay? Charlie Brown. Are you talking Charlie Brown of the Fun Bunch there, Jimmy Farrell? Or are you talking Charlie Brown from Peanuts? Anyway, whichever one.
I think it's from Peanuts.
Yeah, well, yeah, but Charlie Brown was a wide receiver for the Redskins. They're part of the Fun Bunch too. So,
well, Captain, my phone minutes are up. I want to wish everybody a good night, and hope to see you this one, Captain.
Well, it's always good hearing from you, Hot Neil. Blessings to you. You get better, and hope your mom gets better too.
Thank you, sir. You have a blessed night.
All right, take care, Hot Neil, and we'll see you on the next trip.
See you.
All right, that's Hot Neil Flightis, one of our regulars here, and it's always good hearing from folks as well. Like I said, remember, get the word out. I put the first portion of this broadcast on Facebook because I wanted people to come over. I had what 25, 26 views, but there was no sound. Issues with the sound. I get it. Once I go to my get the computer done and I get my second camera up and get my second microphone up, I just don't have the room on my desk to do it. I can't do it. It's too small. But once I get the new desk in the new studio with the new microphones, I'll be able to do it. So we'll bring people over. We'll bring people over, but we need to get them off of Facebook. We'll figure it out. Hopefully it'll happen. But I'd like to do it before the football season, but we'll figure something out. Line is open, 813-669-0834. It's always a pleasure talking sports. We're talking football. We're talking hockey. We're talking draft. We're talking combine. I'm surprised that nobody has come out and talked to me about Ed Winchell was talking stuff, football. The combine with the what is it? The freak? TJ Metcalf? Wow. But at number 4? No. And here's the other thing. People say, well, trade back. I agree, trade back. But if Kyler Murray goes number 1, pipe dream, maybe. Is it a smokescreen that the Cardinals are entertaining it? We'll see. But if Kyler Murray goes to the top of the draft, if there's a quarterback hungry team, and remember, Tommy was just saying, it was either Tommy or Jimmy Farrell was saying that let's see here, that Nick Foles is going to Jacksonville. Well, if that's true, then Jacksonville doesn't need a quarterback at 7. So that's a possible trading partner that just got eliminated. The Broncos, with their acquisition of the old Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco, they're not necessarily in the mix for a quarterback this year. I tell you what, every time that John Elway whiffs on a quarterback, I chuckle. Because everybody's saying how screwed up the Raiders are. Give this team an opportunity to gel. And you know what? Give this team an opportunity with one more year with Derek Carr as quarterback, with hopefully some better offensive linemen and some weapons around him, a better defense. And, if you don't like what you got with Carr, wait till 2020 when there's going to be a buttload of better quarterbacks coming out in the draft. $70 million cap space, give $15 million to Bell a year. It can be a big part of the offense, especially with Cook likely taking off. I agree in that respect there, Matt. If you give me the option of, do I want Le'Veon Bell or Lynch, I'll take Bell. But it's not as cut and dried because, again, Le'Veon Bell is still pushing the 3s. And that wall for a running back, and thank you for putting the comment up. The wall for the running back, that wall is at 30. You start to go down. If Le'Veon Bell, according to Tommy, Le'Veon Bell is going to the Ravens. So that's one thing that we won't have to worry about. Antonio Brown coming here, Mr. What not? Big press or big shoulders, big buys, whatever the hell he was saying in his video. I don't want that. I would much rather have. Actually, there was reports of us going after the kid that's the Charger right now. That's a free agent. Guy 6'4", as a really good route runner, great receiver that catches the ball. Name escapes me right now. I apologize. He's a free agent this year. I'd rather go after him than Antonio Brown. Bell is 27. Antonio Brown's okay. So I got it mixed up. I apologize. I still don't want Antonio Brown at 30. Le'Veon Bell at 27. Okay. I can. Thanks, Matt, for putting that in there. So if that's true, then Le'Veon Bell at 27. Does it frighten you that he was reported to be at 270 pounds? That frightens me a little bit. Every time a big name player is available, all I hear is he's coming to the Raiders. I agree. The Raiders have always been, well, we're going to shop this guy, or this guy's agent goes away, and this, that, and the other thing. All rumor control. We'll see what happens. And, wow, wide open. Wide open for Arizona. Don't know who the kid is. So in the fourth quarter, with 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go, Arizona has tied Atlanta 11-11. 2 pointers have to be going. We'll see what happens here. It's one thing I like about this. But you either watch this or I'm going to put my hockey game back on if it's still going. Looks like there's a shootout. And Wrong remote. I got two new remotes here, so I got to make sure I got the right remote. Okay. Okay, looks like the Predators have won. So, don't know what the final score is. I'll get you in a minute. Yeah, in a shootout, Nashville wins 3-2. There you go with your hockey. I'm gonna watch hockey. I actually had it on the AAF because I forgot to switch back. Bell to go to Baltimore and play Pittsburgh twice. I agree with you that if I'm Le'Veon Bell and I want to stick it to the Steelers, I'm going to the Ravens. Hey Johnny, thanks for coming in. Always good to have folks, and appreciate you being here. Line is open 813-669-0834. Surprised that Big L didn't get a chance to call in. Oh, thanks, brother. Thanks, brother. I'm wearing my Phillies gear. We were talking about the Bryce Harper deal. Oh, they're showing some Flyers highlights. Jimmy Farrell, I'm watching the Flyers highlights. So we'll see what happens there. But like I said, the line is open. We've had 90-minute shows the last couple times out. So hopefully we'll get a caller. If not, we'll go for that 90-minute mark. But it's always fun. What's the score for what? Well, Jimmy Farrell, they were talking about the Wild beating the Predators beating the Wild 3-2. That was just, it's on the NBC Hockey Channel. They're showing the highlights in a minute of the Flyers Islanders, so I'll get a chance to at least see the goals. Lerner was the goalie I saw in one of the shots, so I'm not sure. Is that your backup or is that your starting goalie? But I just saw Lerner in there. But getting back to point, need to see the Iron AAF highlights. You know, I was trying to look, Johnny, about the Iron. You know, Birmingham being a Stabler fan. You know, and that's why Johnny's an Iron fan, and I being a I'm a Fleet guy for my Western team. You know, Navy, of course, right down the street from Orlando. Me being an Apollos guy, and I think they're still undefeated. I was not able to get the AAF standings to come up. So we'll see on that. We'll let folks know. We'll let folks know on that as well. But it's still football, and we all love our football. It's on. What's on, Tommy? The Iron AAF. Well, I'm talking highlights. Will Messenger, okay. Will A get more teams like New York or LA? Allegedly, they are, but they're trying to stay out of the markets right now. Oh, the Iron lost. Okay. There you go. Let me see. Johnny, Tommy said the Iron lost. Birmingham Iron lost. There's your score capsule. I was trying to get the AAF. Hey, my boy Rube is in the house. Aye. Good to see you, Rube. Line is open. 813-669-0834. 813-669-0834. We'll see if I'm going to have a 90-minute show or a 2-hour show. Will attendance get better in the AAF? That's the question. Attendance is not all that. All right, unknown caller at 203. Who am I talking to?
Hey, this is just when Johnny.
Johnny. Okay, good to hear from you. Let me make sure I get your number, so I'll put it in my phone. One second here, John. How you doing tonight?
No,
how you doing, brother?
All right.
I'm working all day. I'm a freelance designer, so I'm busy. I'm just catching this AAF game right now.
Yeah, I was looking at the AAF game. It was on the other screen, but it was. I mean, I came in. It was a baseball score. It was 8-3, and you know
Yeah.
when you have a baseball score like that, I'm like, really. So, but
Yeah,
now
some of the
it went to 11-11. I didn't see if they got two. It was tied up 11-11. For you, hang on a second. Let me see if I can go back to the last channel. Okay. This game that was on, Johnny, is it's still tied 11-11. 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So it looks like Atlanta is playing. Who was it? I can't remember who the hell Atlanta was playing. Some team with very ugly uniforms. Kind of looks like my old high school. Oh, Arizona. Yeah, their colors are the same. It's green and yellow. I used to play my first high school team. I played for two high schools. I played for Orlando Oak Ridge and Orlando Colonial. Orlando Oak Ridge is green and yellow, and I can't stand those colors. So I'm definitely Atlanta has got purple, which I like purple. So we're just if we're going through the way folks that don't know football and they root for colors, I'm going to go with the purple.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. I mean, for logos, uniforms. I'm a designer by trade, so I'm a sucker for that stuff. I'll never forget when Miami Heat, when I was a kid, became an expansion team, and that logo, everyone else was like, "How are you a Miami Heat fan?" It was like, my teams are all over the place, but that was simply just because when I was a kid, it was so polarizing in uniform.
Yeah,
and I just got sucked into it. Then when LeBron came over, everyone's like, "Oh, you jump on the bandwagon." He's like, no. I'd like the Heat since they initiated the team. Like it was, but that's one of those, like you said, the uniform thing. I fell in love with that team just based on that fiery basketball going through a hoop.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I like the original Marlins uniforms because of the teal. So if you go back to the throwback Marlins when they won their first World Series, I always liked the teal. So I've always been looking for, if I'm going to get something, one of these days when I have the money again, I'm going to get like an Andre Dawson Marlins jersey because it get the teal in there. And the original Marlin, because I actually got a Marlins hat with the F with the spear. What do you call that? The I can't remember what the name of that. The sailfish, whatever that is. Yeah, or the Marlin itself, but it's in the F and it looks cool. So I got like an old hat that's actually worth some money. That if I can keep an eye on it, it's cool. So I'll have that to go. I got my Stanton Marlins jersey. So if I need to, I always try to make sure I have the hat to go with my jersey. So I ever wear my Marlins jerseys because I got them at half price when Stanton went to the Yankees. I got a boat ton of Stanton jerseys. I like Stanton, and got it. The jerseys is half price. So we'll see. There you go. Matt was talking about Tyrell Williams. Thank you. I appreciate Matt. You knew who I was talking about. I was talking about the kid from the Chargers, the wide receiver that I'd much rather have as a free agent than Antonio Brown. He's not going to cost you as much. He's not a flaming rectal hemorrhoid, and I think he'd be a better team player. Johnny, who are you looking for the Raiders to make a splash with in free agency? Now, Tommy Beard's already said that he's seen reports that Le'Veon Bell's going to be going to Baltimore, which is a great way to stick it to the Steelers. Playing an in-division rival twice a year, I can see that. But who are you looking for the Raiders to grab?
Well, I'm going to preface this with that what I think is going to happen, and I get crucified for this, but I think Gruden is going to trade down, and I think he kind of has a little thing for Rashawn Gary, which I don't mind. I think the football, and I think that, he was using him properly. I think he could be a freak. If he coached properly, he's got the body skill set. It's just I wouldn't get him at 4. I wouldn't want him at 4.
No, I agree with you there. I mean, I like Rashawn Gary, but not at 4. if you're picking Rashawn Gary at 4, I'm pissed. If you're picking Rashawn Gary at 7, 8, or 9, I'm very happy. The point is who's going to be there at 4, because if you're trading down, you're picking up more picks. So if you get a guy like Rashawn Gary and plug him alongside his shipmate from Michigan, Hurst, which will make a very good tandem because they know each other already. I think Rashawn Gary has all the athleticism and all the potential that he should have had at Michigan. It just never panned out. So that's why I think that he needs to come up a notch. And I'd like to get Rashawn Gary, but not at 4.
But see, I agree. I bet Quentin Williams, or I wouldn't be mad with Allen. Any of those guys, I really don't want Bosa. I know it was probably not going to get a chance, but I just, his family, I don't know his brother, they're always hurt, like the prima donnas. I don't want Bosa at all. So, but with Rashawn Gary, I was going to say, I think the Oakland can move him around. He's not just he is freak athlete. He showed big bursts in Michigan. Again, that defense is on like it's turned into like I don't know how to explain it, but it's very regime. But it used to not be as like schemed out, and he wasn't used to it.
Right. I agree. Like I said, if I'm getting more picks and I'm getting Rashawn Gary, that means I've got a really good defensive player that can be teached up or taught up. We'll make sure I get the right English there. He can be a good on technique. He's got to live up to that potential. And if they have the right defensive coach, and they got rid of Gergovich, or I believe was not Mike Gergovich, he was not their defensive line coach. He was last year. He's still on the team, but he's not their D-line coach anymore. Their coach is Buckner, Brenson Buckner, who was a great defensive player, was actually the coach in Arizona, and last year was here in Tampa. Really good defensive line coach. I really see a really good impetus on that defensive line for the Raiders this year.
Yeah, he's got that. Like, I mean, being watching Michigan when we got hurt to the skill that we got hurt, I was shocked. I was like amazed because I knew what Hurts was capable of and what he proved with this year. They mentioned. Yeah, I'm telling you, Nation, Rashawn Gary is just like he's a freak like that. Like, yeah, I don't want him at 4, but if we do, we end up getting him, we'll be happy. Trust me, especially if he's roaming that middle. They're going to push with Hurts because they can move him around. So,
yeah,
and I think Gunther would use him in certain teams to fit him perfectly.
Yeah, I tell you, I said that would be a good get. I just don't want him at 4, and I'm hoping that one of the quarterbacks, either Kyler Murray or Locke or the kid from Ohio State, somebody comes up and takes somebody at 1, 2, or 3, or maybe even trades with us for a quarterback so that it gives us more picks. I don't want to go down too much, or maybe 3, 4, at most 5 spots. I mean, still want to pick top 10. I want those extra picks, but I don't want necessarily. I mean, if Quinnen Williams is there at 4, great. I'll take Quinnen Williams at 4, no problem. If Josh Allen is there at 4, I'm running to the podium. But I think Bosa will be gone, and I applaud that. I don't want Nick Bosa. I don't want Nick Bosa. But if Quinnen Williams is there, if Josh Allen is there at 4, I'm running to the podium. But we'll see.
Yeah, I just hope this draft I've been waiting too long. Kurt Morrison was the last middle one that we've ever had. So this draft is a free agency need. I don't want to hear that, but we need a quarterback on that defense. It's missing. They got Rolando McClain at Alabama back in the day. They would shoot it through a pillow and get something. I don't see what happens, but we need that position. It's so underrated. We need that position.
Yeah. Jimmy Farrell, it's Clellan Farrell. Cedric is the entertainer. Just saying. He says he wants Cedric. I know who you mean. Just busting your balls. Allen for Oakland at number 4 would be a marriage. I got you there, Jared D. Jared D, my boy from Pittsburgh, is coming. Can you stay away from Antonio Brown and Bell? That's for my boy Ruben. I agree, Ruben. Always good to hear from you as well. So you want some production? Like I said, I'm with you, Johnny. I'm with you on Gary, but not at 4. I tell you what, give me Quinnen Williams, give me Josh Allen. I'm with you. Give me Gary at a lower. And I tell you what, here's the other thing. If you drop down to get Gary and he's not there, and you're probably going to kill me on this, but I'll take Jonah Williams as a tackle. I know that they say his arms aren't the longest, but
yeah.
I don't think he's going to be a Robert Gallery type of pick, where Robert Gallery played in the Big Ten, and the competition in the Big Ten wasn't all that. And Robert Gallery did not pan out. They said Robert Gallery was the smartest pick in that draft, and he was a decent guard. But he wasn't worth what we had him at tackle. Jonah Williams, if we move down and he's the only one available, if Gary is gone, if Devin White or Devin Bush is gone, although I'm not sure if I want those linebackers that high. I want a linebacker, but I don't want them that high necessarily. But, give me Jonah Williams if you got to move back. I take Rashawn Gary a lot if we move back. So we'll see on that. I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that I love hearing from Johnny, but he's been on for 12 minutes. So if you want to knock him out, you can call in 813-669-0834. All right, so you got to go?
Yeah, I got to go walk the dog. I just wanted to call in. It's snowing up here. We're getting bad that snow starts. So we got to take the dog out real quick.
All right, we'll take him out and keep him warm.
Yep. Good easy.
All right, thanks again there. You take care. And right on time, it's Jared D from Pittsburgh. How you doing there?
Hey, Jack, how you doing?
I'm good. We're talking your type of stuff. We're talking those former Steelers are making a big impression. Now, I'm going to get you caught up. Tommy Beard has said that the reports are that Le'Veon Bell is going to be going to the Ravens, which would make sense, which would mean that Le'Veon will be able to stick it to you guys twice a year. Everybody's saying that there are reports of Antonio Brown coming out to the Philly. Or sorry, I'm sorry, my mind is there. I'm watching the Flyers right here. That they said that the Antonio Brown's coming out to Oakland. I don't want that. But what are you hearing in Pittsburgh, because you are there at the juggernaut of information? So what's going on? Yeah. What's going on in Pittsburgh that we're hearing about?
What Tommy said about Baltimore, I've been hearing about Baltimore the last few weeks myself, Howard, and I think it is going to happen, Howard, because they want him to stay in the AFC North, Howard, and that way you got him, Kareem Hunt, and Joe Mixon. You got 4 backs there plus Connor. So now you got 4 decent backs that'll challenge the AFC North. I did hear today about the Raiders deal, Howard. I mean, the Raiders want to give up one of their picks to Pittsburgh in exchange for Antonio. I mean, whether or not that happens, we're going to find out in the next 10 days or so. I mean, 10 days from now, we're going to know free agency, who's going where, and for how much money. That's the thing, Howard. But like I said, after what happened with his little interview yesterday, Howard, which I did watch about half of it this morning, and I haven't watched the rest of it yet. I mean, it just goes to show he's playing as a pompous ass. He continues to say, however, I don't want to play this. If I don't want to play football, it's my right, Howard. Well, you know what? After what he said, Howard, the way he buried Tomlin, the way he buried the Steelers and everything, it's time to go. We've been saying it all off season. It's time to move on. It's time to go on to the next chapter of your life, Howard. You've had a good 9-year career, but you know what, Howard? You've been acting like a pompous, like I said, ass for the last 2 months. It's time to move on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. I tell you what, I don't mind giving up a pick for Antonio Brown, but none of my firsts. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up a first round pick for Antonio Brown. I think the highest that I would give up for Brown is maybe a third, and still I think that's still a little high. I give up a fourth and call it a swap. But if I'm going to help the Steelers out by taking somebody off their hands, taking a pompous ass on my team, I'm not giving up a lot of capital for him. I'm not giving the Steelers the highest I'm giving the Steelers is a fourth, and I would still have to even look at that to see if I even want to do that. I really don't. And I'm hoping that somebody comes through with us.
On network right now, they're showing the mock draft. Brooks already has Rashawn Gary possibly going at number 4, possibly to Oakland. However, I could see that happening. They're saying Kyler Murray could fall to 7 at Jackson. I'm looking at the top picks right now. But like I said, I just saw Gary 4. I saw number 7 could be, like I said, Murray. However, I'm looking to see where the two are going to have to 20. They're saying right now that possibly Bush of Michigan is a possibility at 20, unless they move up the board. However, I'm looking at the other quarterbacks out. Daniel Jones, 15. Let's see. Who does Pittsburgh take at 20? I mean, the way I see it, how I've heard Bush, I've heard Carter from Georgia is another possibility. They really like him a lot. However, I think they were impressed with him this week. In fact, Brooks now says it's going to be Byron Murphy, the corner out of Washington. So they do need help in safety. I mean, that's the main thing they got to look at right now. The safety position is a must, however, because right now they don't have much in safety. I mean, Sensabaugh still be a free agent after this year. The jury's still out on Davis and also already Burns. I don't know what they're going to do there. It's just the secondary is really a big issue right now. Like I said, I think if you go safety first and wide receiver maybe in the second round, we'll have to wait and see how it falls.
Yeah, I was going to say, now Burns was a very high pick for you guys and was supposed to turn around that secondary. You guys haven't had an enforcer back there since Palomalu left, and they're still looking for that guy in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, they are. And the thing is, I like Davis, too. I like Davis actually more than I like Burns because Burns has been in Tomlin's doghouse, however. That's the thing. And I just think they're just really not really high on him as people think they are. But like I said, I haven't had a chance to read the magazines and the mock drafts, however. But like I said, I look at some of these mock drafts right now. But like I said, if I'm you guys, Howard, 4, Josh Allen is the pick I'm going for.
But I don't think Josh Allen's going to drop the 4, unless the only way Josh Allen drops the 4 is if a quarterback goes 1, 2, or 3 and they push him down. And I'd like to see that. I'd like to see, like I said, if Kyler Murray goes 1, which I believe is stupid, but if Kyler Murray goes 1 and then say maybe Bosa and Quinnen Williams go 2, 3 in whichever order, Josh Allen there at 4, I'd love to see it. I just don't see it. I think that of that scenario, I think that Quinnen Williams would be the odd man out, and that Quinnen Williams might drop the 4, and I think the Raiders would take him at 4. But that is if a quarterback goes in the first, a quarterback goes 1, 2, or 3, and they bumps the play, kind of like with the way the Jaguars helped out the Raiders a couple years ago when they went out and they got that fluke from UCF, who's still on the team, in Bortles, and that dropped down. The Raiders were guaranteed to get either Sammy Watkins or Khalil Mack. You know how it ends up, and I'll see what we got.
Yeah, but what about Rashawn Gary for you guys at 4? And if not Rashawn Gary, what about Ed Oliver from Houston? There was a lot of talk about Ed Oliver a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I was going to say Ed Oliver's had a really good combine. I mean, his measurables stack up. I think that I was looking at reports. His measurables kind of stack up in that the wonderful gentleman that's out of the LA Rams that made all that money. Not Sue, the other guy. You know who I'm talking about. The guy who made the big money this year. His measurables stack up there. Mm-hmm. I would like him, but Johnny was just talking about this. He was talking about Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary would be a good get, but I don't want him at 4. I want the Raiders to back down to maybe 7, 8, maybe 9, pick up Rashawn Gary. Maybe Jonah Williams, like I was saying. I think 4 is a little high for Rashawn Gary because, again, Now you're talking a number 4 pick for a guy that just did not reach all that potential in Michigan. Yeah, he's got the upside, but he didn't really show it in Michigan. And remember, you're talking a top 5 pick normally has got to be somebody that just blew away college. A top 5 pick in the draft has got to be somebody that is screaming future Hall of Famer. Now, whether it happens or not, it's got to be somebody there. And I don't think Rashawn Gary meets that qualification at 4. Maybe at 7, 8, or 9, sure, with an extra pick thrown in there, fantastic, but not at 4.
With New York seeing that they're going to commit to Eli for another year with Pat Schumer, Howard, do you think they go for Haskins at 6?
Yeah, I still do. I think that the Giants know that they screwed up because they have not had a good quarterback to go behind Eli for years. I mean, they picked up Nassib out of Syracuse years ago, and then, of course, the guy left, and went to coach over in Buffalo, and he was supposed to be the new Eli. Then they picked up Geno last year, who was going to get into that shoes, maybe that he was going to be the new Eli. Of course, Eli's out for that one game against the Raiders, which blows his streak out of the water. I'm sorry, Eli. I didn't have anything to do with that. But the Giants know they need a quarterback. They've been looking for a quarterback to plug in behind Eli for at least the last, I want to say, 3 years. They haven't done it. They need to do it now. Now is like 3 years behind schedule, but they need to do it now. So they will do it at number 6. If they don't, there will be such a cry of, oh my effing God, coming out of New York for Giants fans if they don't pick a quarterback this year.
Big time. One last thing I'll ask you and your buddy about this right now. Which coaches do you see on the chopping block this year? To me, I'm looking at guys like Doug Marrone. I don't know about Ron Rivera. I mean, I'm thinking maybe something like possibly Doug Marrone's one guy I'm looking at. I don't know with San Francisco yet with John Lynch. It's still too early, but I think he's kind of ticking a little bit there, a little bit. Like I said, I mean, that's one of the names I'm looking at right now is probably one of the big name coaches, however, that could be on the chopping block is Marrone.
Well, yeah, I actually think that if I'm going out of that list, I think that Rivera is probably the number 1 guy because he's been living on borrowed time for a while, and that the Panthers, have done enough to keep him in that coaching realm. But I think that if he has another inadequate season, that Rivera is gone in Carolina. Marrone,
I just thought one thing. Jason Garrett, I think, is definitely on borrowed time in Dallas.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say,
I don't know how the hell he's not been gone yet. I mean, the way things are like, yes, they got Dak, yes, they got Cooper, but at the same time, what has he done in the playoffs when he gets to face LA and they crumble like a cookie in that second round in the Coliseum back in January?
Right, and the other thing is about the fact that with Garrett getting rid of Linehan, either Garrett getting rid of him or Jara, and I said it correctly, Jara Jones getting rid of Linehan. It's all on Garrett this year. Garrett has got to have a fantastic year or he's gone. There's no 2 ways around it. The Dallas Cowboys, I said to Garrett, I said, this is your team. You're going to do something with it. It's not on Scott Linehan. It's on you. And that's one of the reasons why they got rid of Linehan, although I think that was wrong. I think that Linehan was probably the best chance that they had of keeping that good continuity in that offense. I don't know who their OC is. I haven't really been keeping up on the Cowboys, but I tell you what, Linehan is a good OC, and I think that they made a mistake in getting rid of him.
Yeah. Well, those are the 3 coaches I'm looking at this season, and we'll see what happens. I mean, the draft's still less than a month away, so time will tell.
Most definitely. And you're still up in Pittsburgh. If I ever get up in that area.
Snow here, believe it or not. We thought we weren't going to get any more snow, and Old Man Snow decided to show up tonight.
Yeah, well, keep warm up there. And again, hey, do me a favor if you can. If you go by Gradkowski's restaurant, because I know he's got a restaurant up there.
Yeah, in the South Hills. I have a few friends who live in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. Yeah, not far from me. Yes.
Do me a favor, go into Gradkowski's restaurant and tell him the Captain Jack, the bouncer that he knows from Tampa, is trying to get a hold of him because I have a hat and a shirt that I bought for him years ago that I need to get to him, and I need to have him come on. I want to have him come on my show, but I had his old number, but I don't have his number anymore.
Okay, a friend of mine knows his family pretty well out living in the South Hills from me because I'm in the Northern Hills in the suburbs, however, but I know some of my cousins live in the South Hills, and I have a few friends in the South Hills of Pittsburgh, and they know his family real well, and his brother Gino and his whole mom and dad real well. So yeah, I'll talk to my buddy this week and see if I can get in touch with him and tell him get in touch with Bruce for you and let you know what's going on with Bruce.
I would appreciate it. Bruce is a great guy. We used to, like I said,
Bruce is a good guy. He's been on a couple of sports talks with in Pittsburgh actually in the last couple of months or so. He was actually talking to one of our guys a week ago on the morning show.
Yeah, Bruce actually, when he was going to the Raiders and he knew I got a chance to talk to him and he knew who I was and he texted me, he says, guess where I'm going? This is when the Rams cut him in preseason and the Raiders picked him up. I said, Bruce, I already know. Welcome to the dark side, brother. And Bruce is fantastic. Bruce is fantastic. I have his old, like I said, I have his old number. I don't have his new number, and I want to get a hold of him. I want to have him on.
Yeah,
and
I'll talk to my friend. I'll talk to my friend Matt, who knows his family real well, in the next few days, and I'll get back to you on that because I said he just went with his wife Paula to Bruce's restaurant not too long ago, about a month ago, and he got to talk to Bruce, and his dad is like the head of my dad works with his dad, however, is like the head of UPMC medical facility, however, and he knows his dad, John Anthony, real well. And my friend Matt is 2 days before me. We're like brothers basically, even though he has a younger brother, Nick, however, but we're 2 days apart in birthdays. We're born the same year, just 2 days apart. He's the 13th of December. I'm the 15th of December in 76. So we're just 2 days apart from each other. And I talk to him regularly. So I'll get in touch with him over the week and let you know what he says about Bruce. Like I said, I think you just talked to Bruce not too long ago about see if you can get in touch with Bruce for you. And I'll let you know if I can get Bruce's number back to you from him to me and give it to you.
Great. Tell him that, like I said, tell him the Raider Pirate, Captain Jack, definitely wants to get a hold of him. I want to give him his shirt and hat because it's burning a hole. It's burning a hole in my closet, man. I got to get rid of it.
I hear you, and I love the Phillies outfit, by the way. It's good to see Harper's side of it. I think they're going to do magic with him. I love where he's going. I think it's going to be a jewel to see this guy shine in Philly.
I tell you, I like the signing, but you weren't here before. Tommy Beard is saying fantastic things about it. I don't like 13 years, though. I think that those big-time long contracts don't pan out. I hope I'm wrong. Wrong. But, you know, and Tommy was saying that the Phillies got to have at least 2 championships in that time to make up for that amount of money. I agree.
Yeah,
they got to have at least 2.
About a magic. I'll tell you, the guy who's going to get the biggest money of them all, we thought it was going to be Machado. We thought it was going to be Harper. Well, now they're saying it's going to be Mike Trout. It's going to be the next big. I mean, they're talking $350, $400 million possibly.
Right. Well, Harper alluded to the fact that the Phillies can afford Mike Trout. If Mike Trout doesn't re-sign with the Angels, he's going to come home to Philadelphia, baby.
Yep, and the Phillies are going to be back on the map for the first time since the early 90s when they had a pretty good damn team, if you remember, too.
Oh, I remember those teams rather well, shipmate. I'm looking at
a company. That's going to be – they're definitely be doing the tap dance in the streets of Philadelphia for Phillies ball for the first time since the mid-90s, and it's going to be a good sign to see. I'm just waiting now and counting down the days to opening day. In fact, I'm going to see when Harper's coming here as a Philly to play Pittsburgh, but we're so bad with our team. I just want to see him slug our pitching and just beat them down within an inch of their life. And let me see if I think it's in June they come in. I'm going to pull up the schedule right now while I'm looking at it. Let's see, when do we get them first? May. July, right after the All-Star break. They're here for 3. That should be fun. Those games will sell out quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
And then we play them. In late August. So there you go. Mid to late July, late August, right before back to school for football season. Late August, early September. Yeah. Those are going to be some pretty crowded games, especially in July, right after the All-Star break, when they come into Pittsburgh.
I want to come up. I want to come up to see a game. Tommy was talking about going up to see a Nats game. If depending upon my schedule and whether the amount of money that I got to go fly, if I'm up there, I'm staying on your couch and we'll go to a game.
Well, like the Pittsburgh's a good town. PNC Park, one of the nicest parks around in Pittsburgh. Like there's a lot of fun in Pittsburgh. Even though right now how it's like they said down in the out, but like I said, PNC Park is one of the nicest things you ever want to go to in the ball game. Trust me, it is pretty fun up here.
Well, like I said, if I'm up there, I'm going to hang out with you there, Jared.
All right, Jack, you take care of yourself. I'll be in touch with you soon and let you know about Bruce and everything, and I'll be in touch with you when I can.
Hey, thanks again, partner. You call in anytime. Get the word out. This is the place to be on Sundays.
I will definitely pass the word out to all my friends and everyone. Let them know.
All right. Thanks again there, Jared. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
All right. That's my boy, Jared in Pittsburgh. Yeah, we talk other teams here. We're talking sports. We're talking stuff. Hey, Mike's still here. Yeah, Mike, I do want to go over and see an Orlando game. They were out of town last weekend. They were out of town next weekend. I think that the next time that Orlando is in town is the week after that. I think they're playing the Birmingham Iron, who was undefeated, but since they lost today, if you want going to go see an Apollo's game, I'd love to do that. There's the Orlando Raider Nation, with Big L and a couple other folks, excuse me, are out there. So I do that. I did think about XFL coming to Tampa. If I'm going to go with football, I'll go with the Alliance based upon the fact that it is a league that the NFL is touting as the minor leagues. And, I think that they need some more fan support. But I think that if they continue to have a decent product being the operative word, I think they'll survive. There's not going to be two leagues that survive. The XFL, the AAF, one of them is gonna go. Now, if they merge, maybe, but you can't have two competitive leagues in the offseason of the NFL. You can't do it. I just don't think that there's an appetite for it. The XFL has always been gimmicky. It's been gimmicky ever since they had the "He Hate Me" weird stuff on the back of their jerseys. It's gimmicky. I don't see it happening. We'll see it, but I don't know. I'm watching the highlights of the Caps. Here's where there you go. I just saw the goalie was trying to take it. He didn't threw out his stick. I think it just got away from him. I agree with him that. So Jimmy Farrell was talking about that. That's bull crap for the Caps to win on that, though. But back to your point, Mike, I don't know. Like I said, XFL, we'll see. But I know they're both not going to be around. Can't do that. I got about 6 minutes, actually 5 minutes. I can have a quick call. Definitely going to pack it in at 11 o'clock p.m. We'll see if anybody else is going to come aboard. But again, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, I think most of everybody here has subscribed, so that's good. We it's great to talk sports. We're talking football. We're talking baseball. We're talking everything. And we're going to do this all the way through. The guys that were there for Captain Jack last year for football, we're just going to tell them, hey, I'll talk football. I'm just not doing it on Facebook because the coverage and the bandwidth sucks. Not doing it. The bandwidth sucks. The connectivity sucks. It's just something that I can't have. So if I'm going to have a good program, I'm going to have some good bandwidth, good camera work, good sound. I mean, obviously the sound is decent, or y'all wouldn't be hearing me. So when this gets posted and it goes and I hear it again, hopefully there's not a lot of that reverb. It'll be better once I'm in the new studio room. I'll have better mics. I'll have the boom mics that come down. The camera will be. I'll actually probably have dual cameras. It'll be worthwhile, and hopefully I'll have somebody that I can have be my guy come out of the box. Because I'm doing this all by myself, as you know. So it's always better to have somebody hang out and help with me. Mike Garline, good to hear from you, brother. You're definitely going to be my last call of the evening. How you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good.
What brings you up on a Sunday?
Well, I've been trying to get on your show. I was, of course, online earlier. I had a few little interruptions there, but I wanted to chat with you, see what you think about a couple things about I guess I was late on the chat about these rumors I hear about Carr, and I guess kind of what's your thoughts about some other things too in sports going on.
Well, we pretty much put to bed that Carr rumors are rumors are rumors. It's a bunch of obfuscation. Big word of the night, obfuscation. I know you know what it means, but some of the folks out there might not know it. But the obfuscation, the switcheroo, the rumor control, the smoke and mirrors that goes out starting this time of year. You got the combine, you got the draft coming up, you got free agency coming up. So the word gets out, hey, we got a quarterback available. No, I don't think so. I think it's all a bunch of hooey up until the time that the Raiders have a quarterback other than Carr that's not named McCarron as a viable option on their team. No. Carr's sticking with the Raiders. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think it's a bunch of hooey.
That's probably right. Yeah, I didn't think it would be anything to it, but of course, I guess we'll see. But
I tell you, if they get rid of him, wow, I want to know who the hell they're getting rid of him for, and it better not be Murray, because if you're gonna get rid of Carr, you better know that you got the quarterback from Duke. I think the quarterback from Duke is going to be the best quarterback coming out of this draft, based upon what I've seen. He's NFL ready. He comes from a pro-style offense. He's got a good arm. He's smart. He can read defenses. Yeah, he's a guy. And remember, you must have some intelligence to go to Duke. So I think that quarterback is going to do well in the NFL.
Okay. So what do you think about I heard that the XFL is going to get a team here in Tampa. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I know that the teams that the XFL is not competing against the AAF in markets. So, for example, Oakland allegedly is getting an XFL team. I think that was what was coming into their stadium. Tampa is supposed to get an XFL team because the AAF is over in Orlando. Like I said, XFL to me has always been gimmicky, and I don't know what they are going to do to get people to come over to their product. I think that they're a day late and a dollar short, because this was the year to get a product out, because it's one of those, if you corner the market in the off season, and you're doing it with a base. Granted, I know that maybe the attendance hasn't been great for the AAF overall, but your product is still out there. So they're a year ahead. They're a year ahead of what the XFL is going to be able to do. I don't know what the XFL can do that's going to make them stick any more than what the AAF has. I got to see where their markets are. If they're going to places that can support it, we'll see. I heard that they were going to places like San Antonio. They were going to Oakland. They were going to St. Louis. They were going to places where the NFL has left, or that they want to get an NFL team in there. that is a positive thing for the XFL, especially if St. Louis, San Antonio, and Oakland are part of that market. If you're going to a place that already has an NFL team, why bother? I mean, Tampa barely goes out for the bucks because they want to see a good product. So you're going to tell the folks in Tampa to come out for an XFL team? They'd have to really go through and start jumping through with some positive product output like the Apollos have. I think the Apollos are still undefeated, correct?
I believe so. I'm not sure. I'm gonna probably go check out one of their games.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like I said, I know that in 2 weeks the Apollos will be back in Orlando, and I got the ticket guy that my buddy Jesse, who's over in DeLand, he goes to, and I'm going to try to go to him. So I'll try to pass that information on to you, Mike, and maybe we can find some good stuff. Just text me after this, and we'll get that information out to you. But I mean, good. I mean, it's not gimmicky. I mean, the fact that they don't kick, maybe that's a gimmick, or they don't kick off. Okay, I'll live with that. But I mean, I know they punt, so at least they do that. So it's still pretty much real football. But again, I don't think the XFL. I'd have to really see what they have to offer. I think they're just a day late and a dollar short. Maybe I'm wrong. If they're in markets that need football, that because football has passed them by, yeah, they'll stick. But I honestly think that there's going to come a time where it's going to be one product. It's going to be a merger of the two leagues, and or maybe kind of like how the All-American Football Conference that brought in the Browns and the Niners, and there was another team. Was it the Steelers? I know it was the Browns and the Niners, and it was another team that came in for the AAFC that got sucked into the NFL. That I can see happening with the XFL and the AAF. We'll see they'll do a merger or a conjoining of those two leagues, because they don't need to fight against each other. There's not a lot of market out there anyway. So why fight what you already have?
That's true. Well, I did see that Jim Zorn was named the head coach of the Seattle team. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I mean, I know he's probably played in that area. So, but he's actually been named the head coach of the Seattle team, actually.
Yeah. Well,
XFL, I should say.
Right. And I mean, they're going to need market value. Like I said, when I'm looking at the AAF, I see Steve Spurrier, I see Rick Neuheisel, I saw Mike Martz. It's guys that are known that gives the league presence and bite, something that is known, and say, oh yeah, Rick Neuheisel, sure. And now I was trying to think of his name, and it came to me when I wasn't thinking about it. But Spurrier, Neuheisel, Mike Martz, all these guys that people know, so there's a familiarity with them. And, that's something that the XFL would need. Jim Zorn will be able to make sure that franchise goes well in Seattle. I think Seattle with an XFL team will survive because Seattle is the type of market that loves football, period. So, the way that the Seahawks have had, the 12th man, their fans up there, they're rabid. They love football in that area. I think it will survive up there. Whether the whole product as a whole will survive remains to be seen.
Yeah, and also I think Bob Stoops is going to be the coach of the Dallas team.
That'll be fun. They'll say, hey, Bob, while you're here, if Garrett is still there by next year, and he probably won't be, but God forbid if Jason Garrett is still there this next offseason, if Bob Stoops has a really good team in Dallas, Jason Garrett will be gone so fast. Bob Stoops will say, hey, while you're here, just go over to Irving and just take up residence there. We'll make this job all year round for you.
Yeah, the other thing too interesting with Dallas is you see Jason Witten is coming back now.
Yeah,
to the Cowboys.
and I tell you, one of the reasons why is that somebody got in his ear and said, "Dude, you suck as a TV guy. You you suck. You suck as a TV guy. You blow chunks so big that your best option is go back to football while you still have ability to get paid and give it a rest, and maybe we'll consider giving you another shot in a couple years where you work on your craft." And I'll be honest, man, I don't watch Monday Night Football. The only Monday Night Football games I watched were when the Raiders played. And I'll tell you this, I never saw them live because those Monday night games, both against the Rams and against the the one I saw against the Broncos, I was watching the game in Oakland. So I never saw the broadcast. I saw the broadcast after the fact, okay? That broadcast sucked. And I wouldn't watch Jason Witten. I definitely watching Booger McFarland. Oh my God, talk about a waste,
he's terrible.
A wasted product. And I don't know who the other guy is. Somebody told, it was probably Jason Witten's agent saying, "Dude, this job is not long for you, and you're blowing any chance that you're going to have of getting a payday from Dallas." You know, maybe his heart really wasn't in it and he really wanted to still play for the Cowboys. And he said, well, it's better to go away a year early than a year late. Well, he's figuring out he needs to get at least paid one more, if not 2 more years. He's loved in Dallas, and that's the best decision that Witten has made.
Yeah. You know, BSPN, they fired Charles Woodson or didn't renew his contract, I should say.
Right. They didn't renew his contract. I'd love to. I got to get a hold of Seawood's buddy. I'd like to have Seawood on as a guest, but obviously he's a hard get. But I'd love to have Woodson on for one of my shows, and that's why I ask. And I thank you for all the people that are here have probably already subscribed to the channel, so I can't get any more people to subscribe. But get the word out, because we want those subscriptions. Because once people know that I have that podcast where I do interviews with the other guys. I'm still working on the one that I had with Willie Roaf. Great interview, but it's not a lot of free time. I mean, it's easier when I just post it live and I don't have to worry about it. But when you go and have an interview and you actually have to do the edits to make it a little bit more concise and make it a better product, that takes time. So I'm still doing it. It'll get done. And when I get interviews with more people coming up, I'll put it out live. I'll put out, so we'll have the chat right here, and we'll get people to do the chat with the folks there. I'm looking. I don't want to put the word out as to who it is because I've been talking to some folks, but there are Raiders I've been talking to, and we're going to get some more people to have some live chat so the people can ask them questions.
Well, that sounds good. I'm looking forward to that.
I am too. I just hopefully have more people know about it because it kind of defeats the purpose when you have a good product, but nobody knows about it. And I'm not trying to blow myself up. I just say that people enjoyed when I did the interviews on Facebook with the other guys. We had Mike Davis and Henry Lawrence and Jack Squirick and John Kingdon, and I'm going to try to get them back on again to do it again. But there's some other people I want to have to do the product with. But, I hopefully the folks will be out there and they'll watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And looking forward to having you out here, Mike. Keep up with me, like I said, when the room gets done. And by the way, do you know anybody that does interiors? Because, again, I have all these plaques and pictures and all this other stuff. I cannot find an interior designer to save my life over here.
I could check and see if I know someone to check around. Yeah. Yeah,
because like I said, I want it done right. I got all of these things want to put up on the wall. I want basically every inch of that wall to be covered. I got so much stuff to put up that, if I'm missing more than that much between pictures, I'm ruining the opportunity of putting something else up. I want to make sure it's wall to wall with good sports stuff.
That'll be great. So are you going to the games this year? Are you traveling to wherever the team will be?
Oh yeah. I'm waiting on Oakland to finalize that they are staying in Oakland. It's pretty much a done deal, but until it becomes a done deal, I'm waiting on that. I gave my second installment for my PSLs for Vegas. I did that the other day. Wow, that was a hell of a big check. But I'm waiting for Oakland to come to me and say, hey, where do you want to sit this year? I'm like, hey, what's available? So I'm going to go out to Oakland for, quote unquote, the definitively last year in Oakland, because I know that the Vegas stadium will be done by 2020. There's no doubt in my mind for that. So I will be out there for Oakland this year. I'm going to be traveling up to New York and seeing them up there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going up to Indianapolis because I got a place to hang out there in Indy. To go to the game. I just got to get game tickets, so I don't have to worry about hanging out at a hotel. So I'm going to different places and staying with people that I can. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some traveling. I try not to take time at my work. You know, I always keep my PTO so I can use it for football season. And yeah, I'm going to London if all goes as planned. So I'll be staying with some of my British friends. So yeah, I'm going to be traveling out to London again this year. So as long as I hopefully see a good game, you know, hopefully third time's the charm on London, see a Raider victory. That's what I like to see. That's for sure.
Okay. Now, we don't have any games in the South at all this year, I don't believe.
No. Next year we'll be in Atlanta. And we'll be in Carolina that same year. That's in 2020. We'll be in Houston this year. That's the South.
Okay.
Yeah, so Houston is the only one that comes out because I know we'll be in Houston and Indianapolis, which is not really the South, but that's somewhat close. I know we're not in Tennessee. I know we're in New York for the Jets. So those are some of the other games, and those are the closest games that I can think of. Mike, is Houston, Indianapolis, and New York that at least are, you know, quote unquote, somewhat closer, at least in time zone wise.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I know next year, of course. Yeah, we've got the couple games kind of close by, but I may try to, I guess if they stay in Oakland and finalize, I may try to go to a game this year out there, at least one.
Oh yeah. Make sure. That's why I made it out this year. I said, if this is the last year, I'm going to go to as many games as I can. I went to all of them except for the Cleveland game. And I wish I would have went to the Cleveland game. This year, now that I know that this is the last year, once it gets finalized, yeah, I'm going to be out for as many of the games as possible.
Okay. Did you see that we re-signed Denzel Good?
Yes, we did, and I spoke about that as well. I think that is a fantastic signing. I think that means that they're probably the $10 million contract that they have with Kelechi Osemele. I think that might be as good as gone. Good is really good. I know that's kind of an easy punt, but Good has showed a lot of promise. I think that Good will take over that right guard spot. I think that we're going to move Gabe back to left guard, and we're going to let Kelechi Osemele and that $10 million contract go. I mean, two guards. I think Gabe is making $7 or $8 million. So we'll see. But we'll see what's going on there. Obas Momeni, hi grandma. I don't know what that is. Obas, if you're a troll, then okay, good on you. But yeah, I think that might be the end for Kelechi Osemele.
Okay, and who's the other guard that we signed late? I forgot his name. He was actually pretty good too. Can't remember the guy we signed towards the end of the year. We signed Good and another guard.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. They were playing for I'm Trump. What's up, boy? As soon as I can figure out how to get rid of trolls, I'll have to do this later. Okay, dude, I'll have to figure out how to get rid of trolls. Let's see here. Well,
And block them.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to block people. Yeah, I don't know how to do it here, so I'll have to do it later. I'll figure out how to do it. But Obas Mumeni, I'm not even responding to you, brother. I'll get you later. But you're Trump, haha. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the other, yeah, they Good and the other guy was playing for the Raiders during the Cincinnati game. They picked them up right up off the street. But it's the way it is.
He seemed that was pretty good. He was actually, I thought he had some potential, that guy.
Yeah. I mean, the Raiders definitely need an influx of good young talent in their offensive line. You know, I don't think that they swung and missed on Parker. I just think that was a lot to throw at him for as quickly as they did at right tackle. Yeah, he's going to get better. I don't know whether he's the answer this year. I think maybe he needs to take a step back, and we'll go from there. But we'll see. But we do. You get some better folks in the offensive line that can lead Carr forward. As long as you keep Carr upright, we'll have a good chance of doing a lot better this year. And obviously, with the weapons that we'll have, then we'll go from there as well.
Yeah, and there was another tackle too that we picked up earlier season. He got hurt. I can't remember that guy's name. He was at right tackle, and that's what caused Parker to move up. Do you remember that guy's name? I can't remember.
Well, you're talking about
number 74.
Well, you're talking about 74 was Parker, and he was the 74, I believe, was Parker. I'll have to go back and look, but if you're talking about Breno Giacomino, he was
no, not him. It's another guy. Giacomino didn't even make the roster, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure who you were talking about. Okay, David Sharp might have been 74, and that was the kid we had from Florida. Not sure.
I have to look him up to see who it was, but yeah. Yeah, you're right about Coleccio. He really, his game just deteriorated. He didn't seem like he was, I guess because he was injured, but he wasn't the same Coleccio as when we first signed him.
Yeah. He's been playing injured. Hey, Mike, I hate to do this, but I want to get rid of this troll. So I'm gonna cut the broadcast. And it's been good. Okay. It's been good talking to you. As soon as I can figure out how to get rid of trolls, I'll do that. But again, thank you for joining me on. Thank me for joining me tonight on You Don't Know Jack About Sports. And for those that are still here that are not trolls, it's been a pleasure. And we'll see you guys next Sunday night. So take care of yourselves, and thanks again. Put the word out that this is the place to be. And Matt, Penn was supposed to be the right tackle, but then again, Penn's been injured the last 3 years straight as far as season-ending injuries. Love Donald Penn while he was here with us, but you know what? Don't need anything more for Donald Penn. If he signs a contract maybe for $1, I'd buy that for $1, as the old saying goes. But we'll see you. But again, I'm going to cut down the show. Y'all take care. Thanks again for joining us. It's been wonderful. We'll see you next Sunday night here on You Don't Know Jack About Sports. Put the word out. Captain Jack out. Take care of yourselves.